Welcome back, guys. It's Maverick here, and today we're watching episode 20 of No Guns Live. So at the end of last episode, Tetsuro finally used Harmony to take control of Juzo. Or did he? Because I'm not actually entirely sold on that thing. I think he might have actually kinda, sorta discussed this with Juzo before heading out. I don't really know, but somehow, due to everything being cut in between, I somehow get the feeling that this might be a sort of plan that Tetsuro and Juzo came up with in order to really find out what Spitburgen are trying to do, in order to find out what Andy is trying to do, and sort of disrupt your plans, right? Now, I could be entirely wrong, but that's what I'm going to go with anyways, for right now. Beyond that, though, I do think that we are nearing the time when Seven and Juzo, right, two gun slave units, are gonna go head-to-head. Head-to-head, get it? But are going to go head-to-head and have an epic battle. It's probably going to be the most high-quality battle out of all of this, considering, you know, their latent power and whatnot. But, well, let's see if that turns out to be true. Let's get into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Going head-to-head. Yeah, definitely comical. So device 13. And by the way, what happened to your eyes, Andy? Like, are you high or something? And besides, what? See, I don't... Like, if that was Tetsuro, what did he think he would accomplish by doing this? That was what Andy told him in the first place, wasn't it? Right? I remember Andy already... That's what got Tetsuro thinking in the first place. I mean, like what? 3 episodes ago? Or 2 episodes ago? Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. He already fully knew why Andy wanted him to use Harmony to take control of Juzo. And if he had that in mind to control of Juzo, and then came here to join Andy, then why would he be running away right now? That's why I keep saying I feel like Juzo and Tetsuro had came to an understanding already. But, we'll see. No, it's this guy. You aren't dead? Yeah, that is definitely Juzo. No, Tetsuro is still in there. See? Told you guys! Oh, you can do that? Huh. Help me! In return, I will take down the corporation. Yeah, see, he already knew about all this from the very beginning, so it would make no sense for him to be running away from Andy if he just came back willingly. Yeah, you haven't really gone.
あの大戦を経てこの国を半ば支配している。政府はただ犬のように従い、報道は偽りを流し、経済はエクステンドを支援する。ベリューレンの力が強大であることは理解している。では、その力の行き先は？なぜ非人道的な数々の研究を行っているのか考えられたことはありますかな？そういえばまだ申しておりませんでしたな。
Yeah, that's what I'm really interested in. Why are you part of Spitburgen? Why do you want to destroy all extended?
ベリューレンの、そして拡張技術の本来の姿を取り戻すために。かつてあなたが生を受けるよりも、
Yeah, he should be.
ベリューレンは純粋な研究開発を目的とした機関でした。ベリューレンを創設したブルツェルと呼ばれる
Where's it? Okay, the sea level.
ストレンジ、
Yeah.
CTO ドリーミー、CMO ティミット、そして COO オネスト。
Ooh, Honest looks cute.
で働く一技術者だった。この世界に抗い、人が人として生きるために拡張技術の開発に従事していたのです。そしてそれはブルセルの中心
Honest is.
思い出もあった。
She is cute.
だが長い年月は少しずつ、しかし確実に人の姿と思想を変質させていく。生きるための研究は次第に死なないための研究に。そしてその資金調達が
Okay, so immortality? Trying to find a path towards immortality?
ベリューレンは生にしがみつく醜悪な老人たちのための巨大な生命維持装置になってしまったのですよ。ならば CEO の荒幅木総一郎は違法な人体実験を指示していたのは
Why are these. Like, why do you have to have
いや、彼の名は
both of that?
渡ってブルテルの表の顔として利用されているに過ぎない。君の父君は今もオネストの管理下にあるはずだ。戦後ブルツェルの支配するベリューレンから逃れた私はスピッツベルゲンを組織した。ベリューレンを外部から監視し、世に警鐘を鳴らすためだ。しかしエクステンド犯罪の被害者が中心だったその組織も次第に社会へ不満を抱く者たちが吹き出す。
So it's basically spiraling out of your own control now. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So Andy doesn't really have full control over this organization.
私にも今のこの組織を押しとどめることはできない。だがまだ抗う術はある。そのために必要なのがガンスレイブユニット13番機なのだ。まだだ。まだ勝負はついておらんぞ。冒涜者め。なんでもいいけどよ。装備は改良したみてえだが、中身は生身なんだからよ。
Where's the other guy?
これ以上やるっつうなら命の保証はねえぞ。
Yep, there he is.
今のは。こいつらまさか。俺は弾丸に仕込んだ針でトリガーポイントを突き、対象のエクステ
Oh, isn't this the same thing that the other dude used?
悪いけどよ。
Yeah.
思い出したぞ。エクステンドであり てよ。他人が操っているにしては、その男の神経系の流れはよどみがなかったからな。
くぬぎ貴様、分かっていたならなぜ農耕のそばを離れた。あのお方を
He wants to usurp him?
貴様の務めであろう。
ハルモニエを封じられた子供一人相手なら、あの老人の敵ではないよ、島津。
なんだと。
このエクステンドを足止めしていればね。
俺を足止めだと。分かってねえみてえだな、お前ら。足止めしてるのは俺の方だっていうのがよ。
まだ動くのか。クローネンの手に負えんのも道理だが。面倒なやつだ。
あいつは花から俺の力なんぞ当てにしちゃいねえさ。ただの拳じゃできねえことをしようとしてんだ。その邪魔はさせねえぜ。
I guess he learned how to deal with this because of Cronin?
私が求める理由、それは奴でベリューレンが唯一管理する7番機セブンを打ち倒すことこそが
Why?
ブルセルを真に打ち破ることに他ならないからだ。
Why is 7 so important?
どういう意味だ。私は唯一全ての製造工程に携わったあの12
Really?
他の12体のガンスレイブユニットとは大きく異なるある設定が仕込まれている。そしてその設定の差こそが私と彼らの思想の差と言っても過言ではない。おそらくこの意味が理解できるのはオネストたち、いやオネストと私だけだろう。それが
I kind of get the feeling that this guy might have been in a relationship with Honest.
その力を奪うことでベリューレンの拡張技術の本来のありようは取り戻せるだろう。そうなればテル活動の沈静化も夢ではない。お分かりいただけましたか。
You know, I feel like he's actually not telling a lie. Although I'm sure that Tetsuro doesn't really want to use this kind of method. I actually think he's telling the truth. It's just not going to be... Well... Hmm...
組織を代表して君の力添えに感謝するよ。哲郎様。そうか。あの時の僕はベリューレンを正すためにあなたの手を取ったのか。思い出されたのですかな。記憶をなくした僕は自分がどんな人間かわからず、だからいつも無茶をして周りの人たちに迷惑をかけてしまった。でもあなたのおかげで僕は過去
Yeah, he's not going to accept... He's not going to accept his proposal, but he's going to...
僕は理想のために誰かを犠牲にするなんて簡単に言ってしまえる人の言いなりにはなれそうもない。博士、誰も犠牲にせず理想を叶えることを僕は諦めはしない。だから重蔵に僕の仲間に手出しはさせない。
Okay, that's good and all. How are you guys gonna get out of this situation?
これ以上の問答には意味がないようだ。
He's gonna show his true power now.
あなたの首を丁寧にもいでハルモニエを回収させていただきましょうか。
Okay, so he's already extended his legs before? Oh no, not just his legs.
エクステンドだったのか。言ったはずですよ。私はこの世界に抗うために。
Yeah, that would make sense, right?
さあどうします。13番機に助け
But seriously, your sense of aesthetics, you know, Andy, you're probably the reason why all the extended looks so weird. It's your weird sense of weird sense of aesthetics.
私がロックを解除しない限り、ハルモニエは現状を保持。つまり、あなたの補助脳にかけられたまま。
どうした？そんな体であの少年を守るつもりか？
守る。確かに俺はあいつと約束した。それはあいつが自力で歩けるようになるまでの話さ。だが、まあやることは大して変わらねえ。お前らが満足するまで、俺がきっちり付き合ってやっからよ。
Okay, so how is Tetsura going to handle this?
理想を並べようとも、これが現実なのです。どんなに崇高な目的を持とうとも、戦えば血は流れ、弱き者は奪われる。
わかっている。自分の言っていることが理想論だっていうことは。
てめえの命も張らずに語る正義なんてもんは、絵空事でしかねえんだよ。
まったくその通りだな、
意識が混濁しているようですが、今ここに13番機はいません。あなたに抗う手立てはないのですよ。
Yeah, how are you gonna... Huh?
でも、
Holy, what?
分かっていても、その空の美しさに焦がれるなら、この命をかけて掴んでみせる。
Why was he able to do that? What? So he overrode what Andy did to him? Okay. Well, anyways, see you guys after this. Okay, so this was quite the interesting episode, and finally touched on a lot of subjects that I've been dying to understand since a long time ago. You know, the truth behind Spitsbergen, why is Andy working with them, and so on and so forth, right? And we also got to learn a little bit more about the corporation as well. So, first things first, like I said, it came as completely no surprise to me that it was actually, Tetsuro was still Tetsuro, and Juzo was still in Juzo. So, I couldn't quite figure out how exactly Tetsuro was able to exhibit signs of using harmony, but it is revealed here that he was simply controlling his own subbrain, which is kind of funny if you think about it, controlling yourself. How exactly would that work? But anyways, so I mean, if you really just think about it a little bit, it really doesn't make sense at all, right? And I can't believe that someone like the professor, who is supposedly very, very smart, like he's sort of the father of extension technology after all, he couldn't figure this out, right? So as I said, the only reason why Tetsuro would want to come back is because he already accepted Andy's terms, the professor's terms, in controlling Juzo to and unleashing his full power in order to go up against Seven, right? Otherwise, why would he take control of Juzo, and why would he come back here and meet them, right? So him running away at that point really doesn't make sense at all, and that should have been what tipped him off to something being fishy about this entire situation, right? But hey, oh well. So putting that aside, let's talk a little bit about what the professor was actually saying about the corporation, about Spitsbergen, and all of that. It actually makes a lot of sense. The corporation, I could totally see them initially being just these people who had bright ideas, who were full of optimism and using technology to solve problems and whatnot, and eventually turning into a sort of pursuit of immortal life, right? I definitely feel like that is probably that is totally fair, and I mean, not totally fair, but I think that is totally reasonable and logical there. And then, of course, with Andy saying that, okay, he created Spitsbergen in order to go up against the corporation because he didn't like how they had become. He thinks they became corrupt. No, I could totally see that as well. And then his explanation later that, well, even though that was his original goal, the fact that the members are all comprised of people who are completely anti-extended, sort of slowly and gradually shifts the organization's focus, right? To the point where, even though he is the founder, he's more of like an honorary figurehead now. He's not really running the day-to-day operations and stuff, and the organization has since outgrown him, right? So definitely, I can totally see that. Now, the only thing here though is I'm still quite is the corporation actually all completely that evil, right? Because I really don't understand. The thing here is that we see the COO honest, right? And I think there is a big reason why she clearly looks, she's clearly designed so cute. This is sort of meta looking at. It's sort of how should I call it? Meta gaming it in a way, because we're following anime convention here, right? There's no reason for her to look like such a normal person, to be so cute and whatnot, when literally all the others they have that sort of villain kind of look to them, right? So Honest is probably going to be a central figure to all this. Maybe she was in a relationship with Andy. Maybe she got some kind of sickness, and that's why she eventually started her pursuit towards immortality and whatnot. It definitely has something to do with this. I definitely feel like even though Andy isn't lying, he's probably not saying the complete story either. So he's still withholding some sort of information. Like, I actually do believe him, including the what he said at the end there, saying that there's a special sort of mechanism within Juzo and whatnot. I think that is totally true. The only two suspicious things I have about what he has to say is, number one, is the corporation really just all that, or did they have some circumstances on their side as well that made things turn out this way, right? That's number one. And number two, even though he says he wants to bring down the corporation, I feel like while he is talking, he still harbors a lot of pride, right? It's more like I'm trying to prove that my way of doing extensions and whatnot is better than your way. So I do kind of wonder if maybe at the end of all of this, one of his ultimate goals is to let himself be the leader of the corporation. And of course, in his mind, he's going to turn the corporation around for the good of the world, right? And going back to its roots and whatnot. But I definitely feel like there might be some personal motives behind all this as well. Basically saying I don't completely believe that he's as benevolent as he would have us believe, right? I mean, considering what he was trying to do at the end there, I think it's definitely a case where his ego is getting the better of him as well. And, him having extensions and whatnot, yet again, totally reasonable. He is the father of extensions after all, and the whole reason why he got into extension technology was to augment his own body parts. So, I would totally expect him to have legs, and be able to walk and all that. His actual form, though, I mean, like, come on, man. Like I keep on saying within the episode, I feel like the reason why all the extendeds look kind of weird and kind of, what was the word that they used? Comical, right? He used it himself. I think that's definitely completely Andy's fault. He's probably the one who made them this way in the first place. He has this weird sense of aesthetics. And so that's what extension technology has been using ever since, right? But yeah. I mean, so I love how we get that entire backstory here, and as I keep on saying, we're still obviously going to see Juzo fight against Seven sometime. I feel like what Andy has said here definitely is still going to be utilized, except perhaps not exactly by Andy himself, not by the professor himself, but perhaps by someone else. Another big question I have at the very end here is, how does Tetsuro suddenly have these superhuman reactions and strength, and like, he actually has fighting capabilities, right? That's not something that's part of his repertoire. So unless he did something before he came here and whatnot, I don't know. That's definitely another big mystery that I have. Or, oh, okay, it might also be the case where, because he's using Harmony to control himself, and Harmony is able to draw out perhaps even more latent power of the controlled user rather than what the user has used themselves, right? You can consider it so him controlling himself is actually increasing his output, if you will, except that probably does place a burden on his body as well. But at least in temporary situations, it's probably for the best, right? Yeah, I think that's what that entire thing is, and that's why Tetsuro was able to, to fend off the professor's attack and whatnot, because he was using Harmony on himself, and then we see him also sort of activating Harmony once again. I thought he found a loophole to take control of the professor, even though he was controlling his own subbrain. But I think what actually happened there is he's through the power of Harmony, it can actually increase the latent abilities of an extended, or perhaps you could say the hidden potential of extended. So yeah, anyways, that was a pretty good episode. I do like having all this backstory and whatnot. And I guess in the next episode, we're gonna get some bigger, better fights and see how this entire situation resolves. I do expect Tetsuro to come out on top. Whether or not it's actually going to be at the expense of the professor's life, that remains to be seen. I feel like they will kind of work out something at the very end there. The professor would be like, alright, fine, if you're so determined, you go do it, right? Because this anime has been following a lot of cliches so far, so I feel comfortable in making a prediction such as that. Anyways, that's it for No Guns Life, episode 20. I'll see you guys next week as well. Take care, and bye, guys.